Hi guys, how are you all doing? If you're new here, my name is Rodian and welcome to the channel. In today's episode we are going to be doing the surround of this fireplace. Now I've had a fair few ideas from you guys from a couple of videos back, and I'd like to implement one or two of them. So just going to explain to you exactly what we're going to go for today. Right, so this is the plan of action. I'm going to be doing a one brick, almost pier, going all the way up to what will eventually be a sill height or mantelpiece height, which will be this height here. It's roughly halfway through this brick here, and obviously the same is going to be repeating on the other side. Now the mantle will be a railway sleeper, but in this case this railway sleeper is a little bit too short. If you saw the video a couple of videos back, which I'll leave a card just up here, go and check it out, where I asked you guys for ideas, you will see that that will be just too small for the mantle. And in regards to the base, I was thinking about doing like a herringbone panel with all these bricks, but one of you guys, in fact a couple of people, have said that York stone flags in there would look nice, and I very much agree. So what I'm going to do is I'll be doing the hearth in a separate video, because that will be done once this floor has all been screeded, insulated, etc. So that will go in last. As we go up from here, in line with this existing arch here, we're going to stop these brickwork just at the same point, as the same springing point as this one. Well, in fact, it will be on course up, and then we're going to have another arch going all the way across the top in snapped headers. Using this as an example, obviously this is just any old bit of brick that I found. So as you see, it will go, I'll include that joint there, it will go roundabouts here, and then by the time we put the mantle on the top, it'll be a fraction below halfway through that brick. So that's where that's going to go. And then there will be, so this section will come up to around here. There will be a little section here and a little section there which would need infilling. So I will just do that with straight stretcher bond, just fill it in line with this archway. As this house that I'm building is going to be a rustic style farmhouse, I don't want to have the whole thing overpowering. But also, when I first built this arch, I did it flush with the blockwork, which I shouldn't have done. I should have brought the whole thing forward about 40 mil or 50 mil. So, because obviously everything here is going to be plasterboarded, plastered, etc. I was so eager building this arch that I completely forgot about that aspect and made a bit of a boo-boo. So it's kind of a blessing in disguise, really, because I get to make the fireplace a little bit more elaborate. So what we're going to do first off is I'm going to be setting up some fir fixings. Now these bolt to the wall. The fir fix here is attached to the wall, and you get these little metal, if it would focus, these little metal tabs that stick onto the brick, and it holds it tight against the wall. It saves you having to bond it in. So those are going to go in first either side, so it stays very nice and tight and snug up against the wall. So the aim is, like I said, we'll build up to the springing point, and then we will set out the arch, get the arch sorted out. Then I'll build up a couple of courses either side with that skew back, and then we'll put the rough arch in at the top, build these side piers all the way up to mantle height afterwards. In fact, I will probably do the skew back, get the arch set in, then I'll build these all the way up to either side, so I can use those to line it through. And then once they're up to the full height, build the arch. Once that's built, then just do the little infills, and then we will have one finished arch. There's a possible chance that I won't be able to put the mantle on because I've only got this short bit of timber, so I will have to go and source a bit of timber. I know where to get them from, it's not a problem. So if we don't do that in one video, then this might end up being two, but we shall see how it goes. To all of my regular viewers of the whole series, we are back at what I'm now going to call my rain window, because it's raining again, so hence why we're jumping on at the fireplace. If you are new here and you haven't seen my series, this house I'm stood in, I built everything you see here by myself. The entire house is completely built by myself, apart from the roof trusses, which I got chippies in to do, but that's one little niggle. And I will leave a link in the description to the complete playlist, so if you do want to watch the full series, then go ahead. It's been probably about 18 to 20 months in the making, so there's a fair few videos there. But if you want to see the full series, then go ahead, links down in the description. Right, let's get back to this fireplace. Right, so the first thing I want to do is I want to set up these starter bars, fir fixers, multi-starter, all sorts of names. I think fir fixers is an actual company, but don't quote me on that. So first off, I'll take these off. They're going to be right in the way. But what I'll do is I'll leave the bottom one on to work out roughly where I'm going to be building it. Now, when I build this, let's take that out of the way because that might be down there. These joints here, I want them to be visible. So this brick is going to want to be if I get it right, around there. In fact, think about it, do I want it visible? I'll have it partially visible so you don't see quite so much joint. So once that's levelled up, that's where I want these bricks to go. I'm going to mark it with a pencil so I know either way. Now with all these bricks that I've got here, they have all been repurposed. I knocked down a chimney, a fireplace chimney stack, this is probably about 10 years ago, a long time ago. And I've kept the bricks because, well, I like them. They look really nice. They're all multicoloured. I don't think any one brick's the same. They're all completely different. You've got reds, yellows, greens. Well, green, I think that one's a bit mouldy. You've got browns in there. So there's plenty of colours in there. And also, the main thing about this is there's plenty of different sizes. So what I'm going to be doing when I build it is rather than plumbing up both sides of the brick, I'm going to plumb up this side and obviously two on the front. I'm not going to plumb up this side because the bricks are going to be, they're probably going to be quite far out. So I'd rather have the clean, nice plumb side on the inside and the outside. If it's got a bit of a wobble to it, then it's got a bit of a wobble to it. I'll try and pull it out as much as I can because I'm going to be doing one brick, two snapped headers, one brick, two snapped headers. So with the snapped headers, I can, if it needs pulling in and out a little bit, I can pull it in and out a little bit. But luckily, this is the one beauty of a rustic build. It doesn't matter if there's a bit of a wobble in it because that adds to the aesthetic of it. And I like the haggard, old, busted, wobbly aesthetic of a rustic build. It's nice, especially on this build. But sometimes when you have a very modern looking house, this just stick out like a racing dog's, well, stick out like a sore thumb, let's say. So we're plumbing on one side and then two plums on the front. So one line up there, and then from here you open up your FIREPLACE. Now where's my knife? In my back pocket. Put that one in. Lovely, jubbly, perfect. And again. Look at that ain't going anywhere. Bit of a flex on the top there, but it's fine. And there we go. We've got the FIREPLACE ready on one side. Well, I'll do the FIREPLACE on the other side and then now we'll move on to the next step. Right, so now we have FIREPLACings on both sides. On this side, I decided to go with the parallel jobby instead of the on the wonk one because I lifted the tops up and that's pretty much where the top's going to be. So in hindsight, I probably should have done that on both sides. But hey ho, I'll give both of them a go and see the test of time in like 20 years time. I'll let you all know if either of them crack. But that's how we're going with that. Okay, on to the brickwork. What we have to do is I have to put this section of gas membrane down because as you can see, we've got a little tail sticking out here and that goes under the block, up into the cavity, up to DPC, and then the cavity tray sits on top of that. So I have to add a bit of gas-proof membrane in and then build on top of that. Now once the roof's done, everything's done and I'm ready to screed, we're going to have rolls of this acting as a DPM going over the entire build. So absolutely everywhere we're going to have this gas-proof membrane. We had to have it because on the other side of that hill, on the other side of the road, there used to be a landfill site. Now apparently there's methane there, so another radion I think as well, but there's other gases and apparently we have to have it. So I've got to put this down underneath each pier just to make my life easier when it comes to doing the rest of the floor. Right, okay, so we've got a bit of muck, we've got bricks, we've got ties, we've got some lights so we can see what we're doing, and we've got a trowel as well, and I think it's about time we start building these piers up, eh? What do you reckon? Okay, let's get going. Right, so we got the piers done up to the springing point for the skew back springing point for the archway. I didn't have enough time to do it today, and I've just run out of muck, so it's sort of getting on for 5 o'clock now, so that'll do for today. Tomorrow, fingers crossed, touch wood, we should have the whole thing done. I'm going to hopefully have the mantelpiece on as well, but don't hold your breath for that because I will have to drill and fix it into the wall. So I'm not sure if we're going to get it on, but I'm at least going to go and get it as well. As long as we get the archway done and everything all sorted first, we're going to go and get that as well. Right, I hope you've enjoyed today. I'll tell you what, I'm so excited for tomorrow. I cannot wait to get this other arch on. It feels like it's been a complete age that I've picked up a trowel and done a bit of brickwork, so fantastic. For all those regulars who tune in, I didn't use the sand that we dug up out of the garden. Yeah, okay, for anyone who's not a regular, basically this whole house I built, everything in it, all the sand, I've dug it up out of the back garden and just used it straight out of the ground, and we have had a little bit of a problem with efflorescence. It's slowly working its way out, but yeah, it's a little bit of a problem. So with these here, I went out and bought some sand, and oh my god, it is like using butter. It's so nice, and compared to this stuff, the stuff that I've been using for 2 years, and you're going on to some real proper sorted out, what's it called, proper treated building sand, and oh my god, it's so much nicer. That also brings me on to the fact that I'm going to see how it looks. Don't know if you can tell, but this mortar and this mortar, they might be different colours, so there is a chance that I'm going to have to cut it all out and repoint it in this. But I don't think it's going to be too bad. It will probably turn out, it might be a fraction darker, but we'll see how it goes. Worst case scenario, I won't mind going around with a grinder and just zipping it out and repointing it. It ain't the end of the world. There's not a lot there. I could rake it out and just repoint it, but I'm just going to risk it and see what happens. What's the worst that's going to happen? I'm just going to have to cut it out and redo it. I know it's going to be a bit of a pain actually. Well, we'll see. I'll see how it looks tomorrow. It should be fine to rake it out tomorrow because it's not going to have gone off too much. But I'll see how it looks tomorrow. If I think, I don't know, then I'll just quickly rake it out and we'll just repoint it at a later date. Right, I'll leave it there for this episode. Come back tomorrow and we'll get this arch in. This is going to be really good. So yeah, come back tomorrow. Leave a like down below if you've enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you aren't already. And I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Bright and breezy, cups of tea and coffee in hand. And don't forget your boots. Right, see you guys tomorrow. Take care.